Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we are back. Time flies when you're having fun, and we are having a lot of fun right now. One of the things we're going to come over to right now, obviously, we've got Amanda, who's been sitting over there in the corner. Amanda, how you doing?
She's been sitting in the corner patiently.
Yeah. No one puts Amanda in the corner.
That sounds bad. Say hello, Amanda.
Good morning.
She was bad.
Absolutely. Well, Amanda, let us know a little bit about who you are and what you do, by the way.
Well, I'm Amanda Osgood. I'm with Kruger Real Estate. I grew up in Houston, so I'm really familiar with all the neighborhoods. I've lived in the Inner Loop for about 10 years now, and my markets that I sell in primarily are the Heights, Watson, Montrose, Rice Military.
So you're mainly in the low dollar section of Houston, then?
Yeah, low dollar.
Government assistance, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, shockingly, most of my home buyers are first-time home buyers.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, it's a great area down there. I mean, we've seen a resurgence. The Heights has been for a long time, but we've really seen a resurgence after what happened in 2008 of that market down there. If you look at Rice Military, if you look at the downtown area, if you look at Heights, I mean, it is absolutely, and real estate all over is booming, but what you're seeing going on down there is absolutely amazing.
It's what we call, economists call a hypermarket right now, and of course our corporate office is in the Heights. And I've watched land sales go up from $30 a foot. Now I'm seeing $60 and $70 a foot in about a year and a half time period.
Good.
Wow.
Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes I'll have clients who are a little older, and they'll call and they're mad because they see the prices in the Heights, and they think, this is crazy. Nobody's going to do this. And then I have, people who are new to Houston, and they call me and they say, this is a steal. I can't believe I'm getting this beautiful home for only $450,000. So, it's all relative to what you're used to. If we have people moving to Houston for all the great jobs we have, and in California, they sold their home and they've got all this cash, and they come to Houston, and and that's.
And we'll be happy to take their cash, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We especially like California cash.
Absolutely. Well, I got a
bills,
question,
please.
Amanda. You're saying that you're seeing a lot of first-time home buyers, which is good. It also shows that a lot of first-time home buyers are buying homes in the more affluent areas, a little bit higher priced. What's that attributed to? Why are they choosing and moving into that area, especially your first-time home buyers?
Well, most people work either downtown or Galleria area, and it's really easy access. Houston traffic can, it's not the best. So
Do we have traffic in Houston?
What are you
I did
talking
not
about?
know that. Doesn't move, right?
Yeah, so, everybody loves the Heights. They love Rice Military. They love that it's everything, a lot of new construction. It's easy access to Galleria or downtown. There's so much to do inside the Loop.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, amazing restaurants, bars, shopping, lots of activities. There's lots of culture events. Right around Allen Parkway, there's lots of new construction happening.
Right.
Eleanor Tinsley Park is just getting a huge facelift. And there's there's something for everybody right in the heart of Inner Loop. There's things for the outdoor people. There's going to be an outdoor music venue right there on Allen Parkway.
Wow.
There's just lots of great things for the
The
athletes.
museums are incredible in that area also.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
That speaks to a common thing we've had since we've been on the air is that people really aren't buying homes anymore. They're buying lifestyles.
Yeah.
And so what are they looking for? When they come to you and say, Amanda, this is what we want, what are they looking for?
So Inner Loop buyers, you don't really get a yard in the Inner Loop. You don't have a pool. You don't have, they don't even have a garden or anything. People want to be walking distance. They want to be, a quick cab ride away from all there is to do downtown or Inner Loop. So, a lot of, really the most popular thing that I sell is the 3-story townhomes. They're on a tiny lot and you're right next to your neighbor. But because you are so close to all the fun stuff, it's worth it to them. They're okay with not having a yard or a pool.
So they strictly.
But the Heights is nowhere near me.
Lucky for them.
Keep moving those monuments out at
Their fences
night.
stay
Right.
intact.
Yes, exactly. But the fences stay intact, right? Because there's very little out there. But one of the things that's really interesting. I've got a really good friend of mine. I've got several friends of mine live down there, and and it's really neat because we go down there, and a lot of times he has parties, etc. And guess where the parties happen? On the rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a choice that we mentioned right here, but there's a little bit of things for everything. But it's really neat because then, if we want to go somewhere, we just walk down the street and go to a restaurant. We go to, and I don't want to, we have a lot of different restaurants down there. Or you walk down the street and go to a park, or, walk across you walk a couple blocks away and now you've got Memorial Park over there.
We didn't want to plug any of the restaurants because they're really bad about paying the invoices when we send them to them.
That is correct.
but walking scores are a big especially people who come from other metro areas where they're used to walking. You go to San Francisco, you go to Boston, you go there. They're used to walking to locations. And
Yeah.
Because that's not a Houston thing.
That is not. It's becoming if you've raised
That area, it is, though.
Downtown was dead for a long time.
Right.
And then now they've got venues downtown, and people want to be close to them.
And there's a metro, and people starting to use a metro. It's growing. I don't think Houston's ever going to be really a public transportation city.
Yeah,
No, probably
I would
not.
agree with you.
Probably not. But that's why walkability is so important.
Right.
They don't want to do the public transit because, first of all, that the train goes from one place to another place, and if those aren't the places you want to go, you're not going to get on.
Well, and what's amazing, and when we come back, because we're up against a break again right now, when we come back, though, again, the transformation of Houston is not something that just took place over the past 5 years as real estate's gone. I mean, the transformation of downtown to Montrose, it really was initiated, I want to say about 15, 20 years ago, and now it's come across. So we're going to get into that when we come back. We're up against a break right now, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
On this one right here, we were talking with Amanda. We're talking about how Houston really, this revitalization has happened. You're a native Houstonian. You said you've been here for a long time. Talk a little bit about that, about what you've seen, especially now that you're in the inner loop, and what you see coming forward. What do you see going forward over the next 10 to 15 years?
Well, downtown itself, I remember, 10 years ago, nobody really wanted to do anything downtown other than go to work. That's it.
Or throw somebody off on the corner if you didn't like them.
Right, exactly. And now there's a new wave of nice restaurants, coffee shops, bakeries, really nice bars. There's even been some nice retail come in.
What's a bar?
A bar?
Yeah. I'm just joking. I've got kids now. I don't get to go to those anymore.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of new development in downtown that it's really appealing to the inner loop resident. And it makes it to where you can, go to your office downtown, and then you can also go to happy hour, go to dinner, do some light shopping all in the same spot, keep your same parking spot.
Absolutely.
So it's coming up. And like I said, all the new developments in the Rice Military area and the little pocket between River Oaks, Montrose, Midtown.
Right.
There's tons of new development over there that's just, I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Availability is my last question. What are you seeing availability-wise?
The inventory is still lower than we would like it to be. It's still a seller's market. There's tons of new apartment construction. For all the people that are moving here for jobs and they need an immediate place to live, I've seen tons of new construction around that area, around like the River Oaks area. A lot of people come here. I get clients and they call and they don't want to live in an apartment. They're happy with the townhouse because they come from, Chicago, New York, LA, and they're used to not having space. So they're totally fine with a townhouse or a condo, something small. And so I see a lot of that coming up, and people are okay with it, which is keeping the prices high.
It's so strange to be hearing this because when I moved to Houston, I've been in Texas all my life, but I moved to Houston in '85, and I live in Humble, and that was like another city. You needed a passport to get out there.
By the way, Joe, it is another city.
It is another city, but it doesn't feel that way anymore. That's my point. Is that it's just like one blur between the Humble, Kingwood, Atascocita, and now downtown. It's all so spread out now. And forever I said that Houston would never run out of land. It was just so spread out. But my gosh, there's areas of town now where we have run out of land. You can't find places anymore.
637 square miles, and it's full.
Yeah,
very full.
It really is amazing, and
they're building homes up. Finding those tiny little lots. If you drive down Montrose and you'll look between two restaurants, they'll build two townhouses. Skinny little tall things, and people will buy it, and they think it's awesome because they can walk to LT Info.
So Amanda, if somebody wants to be in those areas you're talking about, Rice Military, what are they going to expect to pay as an entry level price?
For new construction, it's about $195 a foot. So, the average home that I've got several showings scheduled today, and in the Heights Rice Military, they're probably between low 400s and mid 600s. Okay,
so that's what if I want to be inside the loop and I want new construction,
be prepared to pay $420, $450.
Okay.
That is amazing. Just amazing. What's going there it is right there. That's really good stuff. One of the things also, you're with Kruger Real Estate. Let me know a little bit about Kruger.
Kruger Real Estate is an amazing company. We're a boutique real estate firm. We only have about 20 agents, but we compete with people like John Dougherty and Martha Turner. We have high-end clients. We're really good at taking care of our clients. I personally represent a little more buyers than sellers, but we focus on inner loop, and everybody that works for Kruger lives where they work. They're super familiar. We obviously, like everybody says, put our clients first, but it's just our clients really drive us, and we do everything we can to make it a start to finish amazing experience when it comes to getting them pre-qualified, figuring out their financing, figure out what neighborhood they want to be in, all the way to closing and getting the place decorated.
That is awesome. I always like to ask that question right there because, there's a lot of companies out there when we bring on the best of the best. So
Always
bring them on. And Joe, now I'm going to go over to you because you had a question that you wanted to ask Shadon. I'm going to let you ask that
forgot what it
question
was.
right now. You forgot what it was entirely, wasn't it?
I'm kidding. I do have a question. So we're looking at getting a pool, and the first thing the pool guy asks for is the survey. I go looking through all the title work, and I can't find a survey anywhere.
Okay.
And I'm like,
so how long? How long have you lived in your house? When was the last?
2006.
2006.
2000.
You got a couple of options if you really don't want to get a new survey. You can try to contact your title company that you close with, and if they are organized, they should be able to pull that file and provide you a copy of that survey that you closed with. I'm sure there was a survey, but
and that's where I was going to say. This was I kind of had to figure this all out, but for somebody who was in my position here. Like in what situation where would you not have a survey? I was like, how do I not have a survey? Why don't I have one?
You may have just not gotten a copy of it at closing for whatever reason.
So that's one option.
That's one option.
But I found out that I actually didn't have one.
So let's say that you don't have one, and you definitely need to get a new survey. Then you just contact us, and we'll take care of that for you. But as far as the question earlier about when one needs a survey, okay, so certainly in a case for a purchase or refinance, you're going to need a survey. Their title companies and lenders are more strict when it comes to purchase. And a lot of them will require a new survey, even if a survey is 10 years or younger, because they just want a new survey. Basically, they have the seller sign a form that says, to the best of my knowledge, I have not made any changes to the property. And so it's really the seller's word against it, in that situation. So you want to make sure you're getting an accurate representation of what's on your property.
What I didn't know when I bought my house, and it's kind of where I was going with this, that first of all, to even look for one, it was the first house I bought at that time. So I bought other properties since then, but I didn't know at the time to say, oh, I want a survey. Where's the survey?
I can add in something here if you don't mind.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You definitely need a survey, from what I've heard today, if you are Joe's neighbor.
And we're going to have
so let me add something into that.
And this is Tammy Copa with Premier Surveying.
Hi, Joe.
The great Tammy.
You don't necessarily you owner finance. So if you're a cash buyer, they don't have to provide a survey. You would just buy it after you purchase your home. But again, it's always a good idea to get a survey because you never know, what fence has been moved in the middle of the night.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Interestingly, the person we bought our house from had won the lottery.
Wow.
And they bought a bunch of investment properties.
Do they need a nanny?
This is many years ago now.
I'm thinking the surveys they're going to need. They're going to need a bunch of surveys.
I thought he was going to say, interestingly enough, none of my neighbors have caught that have moved their fence line yet.
There you go. So he bought a bunch of properties and was flipping them.
Right.
Now,
And at the time, I was teaching at a private Christian school, theology, and had someone that was close to him, one of his students, and long story short, he opted to own or finance a house for my wife and I, Kim.
Sure.
And then 2 years later, we refinanced and purchased it on our own. But never in that process did I get a survey.
So when you refinanced and purchased, they didn't ask you for a survey, that
No.
you had to buy a survey?
No.
Wow.
Now,
Typically, you have to provide a survey if you're financing anything at closing. And that's one one
I
thing
don't know
wanna add,
how we didn't get one. That was kind of the mystery.
Well,
that was kind of the mystery to
restrictions
me.
have really changed. I
And
think
there's a
Chris
lot of
can probably-
lenders not around anymore because of that.
That's exactly right.
That may be
there
the
were
case.
there were some serious issues before
And
that
that's-
have been remedied now.
That's one reason you should use Premier, because we don't hold up your closings. We can expedite your survey by rushing without a rush fee. So
we moved in 2004
yeah.
and we refinanced in 2006.
We're about running out of time, so I want everybody to
We
have a chance
are,
to give out
exactly.
a phone number. Tammy,
Please.
how can people get a hold of you to order a survey?
You can get a hold of me by calling me at 832-607-1707. Again, 832-607-1707.
And that is Tammy with Premier Surveying. A great individual here local. I can't talk highly enough about how good the services are. Neil, how about you? How can we reach you?
Well, for Homes for Heroes or any of your real estate needs, please get hold of Bernstein Realty at 713-932-1032 or call me directly at 832-608-0874.
Shadon, how can we reach you?
I'm just going to say kudos to Neil real quick about the Homes for Hero program and say that we will offer employee pricing for any of your Homes for Hero transactions. So please give that business to us. We're here to help you out. People can reach us by calling our main office at 972-612-3601. And you can personally reach me at 214-538-3827. Again, that's 214-538-3827. And visit our website, www.premiersurveying.com. All the information is there for you.
How about Amanda over there?
Amanda, in the corner.
In the corner. No one puts Amanda in the corner. You know that.
You can call me at 832-755-1673, or you can find us on Facebook. You can find me, Amanda Osgood, on Facebook, Kruger Real Estate on Facebook, or you can visit our website at krealestate.com.
krealestate.com.
You can chase her down inside the loop today while she's out showing.
While she's out showing, that is great. You know, one of the things that we always do, we always end every show with a great saying. And, you know, this week is no different. One of the things, it's a great saying from Eleanor Roosevelt that actually says, great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. You know, we have been discussing some great ideas, and I encourage everybody when
We were
as
just
you move
discussing
forward,
Eleanor Roosevelt.
that is correct. As you move forward right there, know one thing, we are here available to you. Go out to our website anytime. It is the realestateratpack.com. And like us on Facebook. A lot of good information out there. Until next time, we are going to be out.
And it shows them pearly white, just a
And you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is
Yes, I'm
Chris
Frank.
is Frank.
I'm
He's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So tune in to the Real